Hey guys, it's Crossroads here. Today I'm going to talk about a stock that I believe is a sleeper pick. It's one that I own, it's one that I've talked about before, but for whatever reason, the market is intent on absolutely ignoring this. And yet, what they are building, what's happening now, you're going to start to see in bottom line numbers in quarter three, and especially in quarter four, and especially in next year as well. And I think for the next 5 years, you're going to see a change of pace in this company with massive, massive ramifications for the bottom line. Although it is a painful hold because it is PayPal, or rather PayPal. Now, the stock is not going anywhere, but the company absolutely is. And usually, when companies are building amazing things that bring real tangible results, some near term and some far term, at some point the market wakes up and says, okay, we need to change the narrative on this. And then the stock begins to move. We're not quite there yet, but let me show you what they're building. Now, first, I didn't cover this much when Serini came over from Walmart. And you might say, oh, Walmart, like, why would they hire a CTO from there? Look at what Walmart has built in the back end. Back in, I believe it was 2023, I looked at Walmart. I'm like, hey, this is a sleeper pick. I didn't own Walmart. I was very concentrated in my portfolio at the time, but I talked about Walmart a couple of times. I'm like, hey, they are absolutely going places, even though they were a massive, massive company already and had a huge market cap. And you looked at the multiples, and you're like, yeah, it's not that compelling. They haven't grown for a bit. But under Sereni's help, he's one of many people that were building this in Walmart for years. They have executed in a phenomenal way. And I think that they're trading far above where their multiples should be. But a lot of it is this change in narrative that happened with a real fundamental back end change in the way that Walmart handled their logistics, handled their website, handled their traffic, like basically future-proof themselves, and are implementing a lot of interesting things. But I'm not talking about Walmart today. He came over from Walmart, and he's brought a lot of energy with him. And we've talked about developer days being launched and a whole lot of innovation that's coming out of that. But there's some far-term stuff that they are going to launch and is launching this year that you'll be able to get your hands on that may have some revenue implications now, but will have massive ramifications in the next few years. And specifically, I'm talking about model context protocol servers. Now, they built a remote model context protocol server. They've been working with Anthropic at least since April. At least that's when the announcement was. And I've talked about model context protocol, but in essence, this is a USB-C that connects AI agents to each other and also to APIs. There's also agent-to-agent protocol that does agent-to-agent stuff pretty well too. But this is basically the protocol that is being adopted by the internet and by companies like right now. This is happening. This is what it's going to be. It's open source, developed by Anthropic. And PayPal is not waiting for other people to like kind of test it out and see how it goes. They are all over this. And so they continue to hit and launch things week after week. And they just increase a lot of the flexibility, a lot of the availability as far as toolkits and functionality as well, building the MCP. What's really interesting is what they're using this for is a couple of things, but probably the most fascinating is Perplexity. There was an announcement not quite 2 weeks ago that they said, hey, we're partnering with Perplexity to bring commercial agents over, AI commerce agents, onto Perplexity's platform so that you can, once you authorize it, just naturally language type and just say, hey, I want a pair of shorts, and it knows the information about you. You've given it access already. PayPal has that information, and so it knows what color you like. It knows what type of shorts you're talking about. It knows your size, and it knows your preferred vendors, and it will search for coupons. It'll be able to find all that for you. And once you authorize it, it'll make the purchase for you. It'll track shipping for you. It'll give you ETA delivery times, and you do that, with a click of a button or just talking to it, even text to speech. And Perplexity is, a smaller player. I believe that they have 15 billion users on average per month, which sounds like a lot, but if you look at LLMs, it's really not. But what's really interesting is they're in the process of launching their own browser. A lot of people are excited about that. And then we got this bit of news here. Now, Mark Gurman is a fellow that is working for Bloomberg. He's a Bloomberg managing editor. He's not a nobody. Look at the follows as well. And he is very dedicated and very on the ball with Apple. I kind of feel bad for him these days, but still, a job is a job. And here he said, Samsung is nearing wide-ranging deal with Perplexity on an investment and deep integration into devices, Bixby Assistant, which is and web browser, I'm told. Arch rival Apple has been interested probably in working with Perplexity as well. Details here. Then he has a whole Bloomberg article that is available. Now, why does this relate to PayPal? Well, as I said, Model Context Protocol and AI agents, they already have this agreement with Perplexity. So if Perplexity goes from where they're at of 15 billion active users, and let's say they get another 5 billion when they roll out the browser, well, they could add a whole lot more here with this potential partnership with Samsung and also with Apple. If the DOJ says, hey, you have to divest from Google, Google cannot pay you to be the preferred search provider. Now, Perplexity and others are interested in that. That's one of the talks that Apple has been having. That has massive ramifications for Perplexity, but also their partner of PayPal. And as agentic commerce, as people get more and more used to it, this will happen more rapidly than people expect. A lot of people are seeing this as, oh, this is going to be like 5 to 10 years out. No, the early adopters will adopt it this year, but you're going to see it really accelerate over the next couple of years, bringing a lot more revenue to PayPal. And the success from that partnership with Perplexity, as informed by MCP, to alleviate hallucinations and build that platform of trust. In essence, that can breed other success as well. They have smaller agreements, not like this at this level with Perplexity, with ChatGPT as an example, but they can go a lot of places from here. And PayPal, as near as I can tell, there's others that are involved in AI agentic commerce, but PayPal has the data, they have the advantage, and they're not sitting around waiting for others to build it and build out a moat before they really start attacking it. They are not waiting anymore. So, but that's still a little bit further out. That's not talking about like this year or next year. So, but today, there was this announcement from Alex Chris. Today, we officially launched our PayPal mobile wallet with in-store tap to pay and buy now, pay later in Germany. Now, already the NFC in Apple devices was open up to PayPal and people were using tap to pay. Now they have a mobile wallet. And oh, look, they crossed 1 million signups already. Now, you might think, oh, Germany, like who cares about Germany? It's no big deal. Well, let me show you that Germans care about PayPal a lot. So this is the 21st overall app, not for finances, but like overall completely for Germany. Now, usually it's pretty high, but this is in the Apple App Store. And also for Android, it's 14th as well. And in finance, free apps, it's number 1 across the board. Now, that's not atypical for PayPal, just because I believe 90% of people in Germany actually have a PayPal account, and a whole lot of people are active users. What's being brought over is like, hey, you can now use your Apple device, which previously you were locked out because of the NFC port. You can program that. I've seen people do this with my own eyes on X, so not directly, but they showed me where they'll just program it, they'll tap to pay because they prefer PayPal over in Germany by and large. They bring out over the buy now, pay later product as well, which seems to have gotten very good traction in Europe. And they've also are launching cards. You can get a debit card over there in Germany. Credit cards are not really popular in Germany, and so they're really going the debit card route. But the omni-channel is really what is moving them forward. Now, as far as Germany itself, Alex Chris talked about this in one of these recent fireside chats, and he was asked about this, and he said, so we just launched in Germany. Well, Germany is a unique market. It's a very exciting one for us because we have incredible penetration. 80% of e-commerce runs through PayPal. And you'd be like, well, that's great, but where can you grow from there? That's e-commerce. That's on the web. That's not in the stores. And so people love using PayPal over there. And now they can do it in store as well. So we're the number 1 brand in Germany. Of all brands, we're the number 1 brand in Germany. And we have bank connection because it's not a credit market. So we have banks connected to all these consumers across Germany. We have now launched a wallet that's just as easy as any NFC wallet that you have here in the US or any device that you have, any mobile device that you have in Germany, where you are one click able to take your bank account, say this is the account that you want to now use for offline purchases. We also are accelerating our buy now, pay later product. So we now have the buy now, pay later card connected to your offline purchases. So you can walk in a store, and in the previous version was you either paid with having to fill out a form for a bank, or if you were buying a TV and you wanted some sort of credit, you were manually filling out a form to be able to get credit. Instead, tap to pay. Boom. This is absolutely going to accelerate the German side of the market. And there's a lot more that's going on in Europe as well. They mentioned this in the Q1 earnings. They said PayPal Everywhere is going to the United Kingdom. This is, of course, their omni-channel push, much like what they have in Germany in quarter three. United Kingdom is not as big of a market for as them in Germany, but it's still a big market and big opportunity there. And they also said that we will continue to lean into buy now, pay later through this year with targeted consumer awareness campaigns in the UK and Germany, and continued investment in other priority global markets, including Australia, France, Italy, and Spain. These are places where buy now, pay later has seen a lot of traction. People use PayPal. They're aware of PayPal. They just not really been able to do buy now, pay later on PayPal, especially in store like that. E-commerce in some cases, but not tap to pay, boom, buy now, pay later if that's the way that you prefer to do it. So it's certainly very interesting with what they're building, and we'll have to really see where this goes from here. But let me show you some numbers. Why is this important? Well, PayPal is building a ton of stuff that we've talked about elsewhere that's going to be doing great things for them maybe next year or the next 2 or 3 years. Like Venmo's doing really well right now with their strategy, but there's some headwinds right now with Braintree. Basically, Braintree is causing this total payment volume to have really plummeted this quarter. There were some headwinds in the fourth quarter as well. And there's revenue headwinds too. That's one of the reasons why PayPal's revenue is growing slower. Now, that's not a permanent headwind, but it is realistically for the next couple quarters. And even like probably all the way through this year, there's going to be some measure of headwind. That will begin to shift next year. But PayPal, beyond just Venmo being monetized, needed something else that would help accelerate that top line revenue, even as they're hitting an all-time high with things like free cash flow, with active users, with transaction margin dollars that are great things. But what's going to really grow here is this international side. Now, we see international revenue is actually 43% of PayPal. They are a very much an international company. And so near term, by the way, with the dollar being much weaker and actually near parity, this is a really good thing for PayPal because they always report in this financial, this dollar neutral term, and the dollar has not been neutral for a long time. Well, this quarter, it looks like that it will be. But beyond that, so a little bit this quarter, but especially next quarter in Germany, in the next few quarters, you're going to see a lot of traction through omni-channel payments, buy now, pay later, especially in Europe. And so don't be surprised if you start seeing a little bit here, a little more in quarter three, but a whole lot more in quarter four during that holiday season of acceleration. It would not actually shock me if we see international revenue maybe climb to 50%. How about that? So time will tell, but PayPal is doing a lot of things right. Some of this is going to take a lot of time, but some of this, like the omni-channel stuff with 1 million people that are already using the wallet there in Germany, it is taking off. It's taking off rapidly. And I expect the buy now, pay later products will as well. PayPal Everywhere is going to expand and grow. And so this is an exciting time. For myself, I see the stock. It's frustrating. It has been an opportunity cost. It has been a drag on my portfolio. Absolutely. I was too early. I still don't think I'm wrong with what they're building, especially out over the next 5 years. I still believe very much so, and maybe even higher, that PayPal will see an all-time high by 2030. It's a lot easier with a smaller market cap, but also a lot of that climb might happen after the next 2 years. So opportunity cost for now, perhaps. Only time will tell. But for myself, I plan to continue to hold PayPal and continue to buy more, especially at today's sleeper valuation with what they're building. And I love that they have some near-term acceleration too, even in the midst of this headwind that's intentional from this Braintree shift in strategy. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Is PayPal a dud? Is it dead? Does this innovation just not excite you at all? Are you out of PayPal? Are you looking to get out? Or are you like, hey, this is an opportunity. It's been painful, but I see it. I see that light at the end of the tunnel. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Until next time, happy investing.